Please welcome Bridgeen Barbour.
Hi, I'm Bridgeen. I'm one of the co-founders of Established Coffee. We opened our doors on 10th of December 2013. Wanted to open a cafe for around 10 years, but as you know, life happens, different things come along and it just doesn't happen. Then things fall into place, location comes up, money becomes available, and it feels time just to do it. I was completing my PhD as we opened our doors, so it wasn't great timing for myself. I was in the middle of writing up my thesis, and along with 2 children, I knew we were not going to make this easy for ourselves. But if you know Mark and I, that's pretty usually our life. But we have good work ethic, and we knew we could do it. So there was never going to be a perfect time. You know, those months were hard. You know those days where you want to literally stamp your feet, like this baby. That's how we felt so much all the time. But and we had plenty of those moments, and it's easy to forget when you're doing what you're doing, why you're doing it, but there's always a bigger picture. So we dug deep, and I'm very glad we did. Every day the shop started the same, just us in the chairs. It looked like this at many times in the beginning, and those moments are pretty frightening. I think deep down most people thought we were mad. I knew they knew it was a cool space and a nice concept, but it would never work in Belfast. However, each person we served allowed new relationships to form and brought more people along. Thankfully, though, we're pretty busy. To give you an idea, a big order when we first started was 25 kilos of coffee a week, and now we're 90 kilos of coffee a week. We now have 11 people employed, which we started with 2. And we make over 300 drinks a day. This is quite phenomenal when I started to write this. And everyone is still as important as those first drinks. The cafe has evolved, but our message, I hope, has stayed clear. Quality service, food and coffee. Our main roaster has been 3FE in Dublin. We wanted to have coffee in the shop from as close to home as possible. As the business has grown, we've had the opportunity to stock other fantastic roasters from around the world. So it's given us a chance to taste different things. We have also watched the specialty coffee industry grow in Belfast and around the country. So it's so great to see so many places now we actually go and drink coffee in. And I think what's really been amazing is that people have embraced specialty coffee as a thing. And I think that would not have happened without the amazing staff who have stuck by us. And to the coffee, this is how it starts. These beautiful red cherries have grown trees, and this is the journey these cherries have to go through. Picked, processed, dried, milled, exported, stored, roasted, bagged, ground, and finally brewed in a cup. Usually has 2 beans inside the cherry. And none of this, though, any of this wouldn't have happened without the coffee farmers, and that has been who we think are totally brave throughout all of this. A lot of their farms were destroyed sadly, a lot of these regions that coffee is grown in, there's been a lot of civil wars, and they, for some reason, have continued to make sure that they're getting us great coffee. One of these amazing farmers is a girl called Ada. She's CEO of Finca Kilimanjaro in El Salvador, and she's a 5th generation coffee farmer. She couldn't visit her farm as a child, so she had to wait until she was older when Civil War started, but she stopped. But she said when she got there was something magical about going to a coffee farm. The farm had been losing money, so she took it over, and actually she wanted to treat the coffee with tenderness and care, and it's not a product that's usually treated like that. So, and as a woman, it was always going to be much harder as well. In 2003, her farm won El Salvador's Cup of Excellence. Central American coffee generally tastes rich and chocolatey. This one had a Kenyan coffees usually are kind of fruity, that kind of coffee. And this one tasted like that. So this dramatically changed how much she could charge for the coffee. Another one of these farms is Finca Argentina, located in El Salvador also. This farm has been growing coffee for over 70 years, and the owner of this farmer, Alejandro Martinez, took over from his father after travelling the world as an investment banker and put his money into his family's farm. We have had one of Finca Argentina's coffee, Los Mangos, in our cafe for the past 3 years. And actually, Mark and myself were pretty lucky. We met Alejandro a couple of years ago when we went to visit a roastery in England. And he was a genuinely lovely guy who takes care of his employees, constantly looking at ways to making the coffee better, and understands the environmental impact that coffee has on the world today. It's so important that we deliver what information we can find. about the farmers in our cafe to our customers, and we struggle at times to communicate it because it is a massive thing, especially when you're just in your daily work. What I love about this picture is this is the final day of harvest, and you can see so many relief faces that they don't have to pick anymore. I think really the clear message for us is to pay more directly to the farmer. We try and work with roasters that have as transparent supply chain as they can. And obviously we have to build up that trust with them and with them with us as well. So it's been a great pleasure over the last 3 years, and we've built such great relationships with green coffee buyers, roasters, and many other people involved in the specialty coffee industry. We as a business buy coffee from people who are willing to pay more for the coffee and take care of the farmer. As a cafe, we get caught up in the daily runnings of the cafe, and you need to find a better way of communicating our message. We hope moving into the future we may roast our own coffee, and I hope to be telling you the story of when we visited Origin and built that personal relationship ourselves. Established Coffee gives us such a great platform to communicate about the farmers and how brave they are driving quality over profit. None of this really, without being over the top, would happen for us and to us without our family, the support of people. People have been so genuinely great to us. It's been really is amazing to watch. The bravest people in all of this is our 2 children. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I didn't even think that was going to happen. But I actually think that's been 3 years coming, and it's just happened tonight. But thank you so much. It's been really great for us in the city and to open Established Coffee. And thanks so much for listening. Thanks.